So what I'm going to speak about today is, why why being mobile friendly is important, and being mobile friendly is basically being Google friendly. So I'll talk a little bit about Duda, and then we'll cover the state of mobile and existing trends as it pertains to the increase in mobile adoption. We'll talk about what kind of game plan can the folks on the call take in order to address some of these trends, and give some nice tips and tricks that hopefully people can take home and apply to their websites. So really short about Duda, we're a Google preferred website builder. We service agencies of all sizes, directories, digital publishing, and hosting companies. We launched in 2010 and now have over 9 million sites on the platform. I'm based in Palo Alto in the Silicon Valley, and we have also offices in London and Tel Aviv. So what is the state of mobile? We know that today mobile searches dominate desktop searches. It's about 60% of all searches today are happening on mobile, while only 40% are happening on desktop. So what that means to us, to all of us on our call, is that it's really important to make sure that your website is optimized for mobile. And what does that mean, being optimized for mobile? So first and foremost, it means that you have a mobile-friendly design. A mobile-friendly design means that it's effective for mobile users. It means that that the way that the site is designed is with the notion in mind of the mobile user, of their needs, and what they're expecting when they come to your site. Specifically, we think that people on mobile have a different use case, and we know that they're on the go and they're looking for information. And what we try to provide on mobile is to provide that information in the fastest and most effective way. One of the things, and I'll throw one buzzword out here at you, which is responsive web design. That is probably our recommendation of the way you should go today in terms of building your site. And what that means, responsive web design is a framework that ensures that you build your site once and it looks great on desktop, tablet, and mobile. So if you're building your site or have a site or you're considering a redesign, make sure that the platform that you're building on adheres to the responsive web design framework, and if someone is building it for you, make sure to ask them about it. The second thing, if design was the first thing, the second thing that is really important is that your site loads fast. We know that people have a very short attention span on mobile, and speed is already a ranking factor according to Google. What does it mean, a ranking factor? It means that slow sites, Google basically penalizes them and ranks them lower on search results compared to sites that are faster. So it's really important for Google. It's a major focus for them this year, the whole topic of speed. So make sure your site loads fast. Google has actually created a tool to help you measure that. They call it page speed, and you can find that if you Google page speed insight. You can find that on the internet. So our position is that the importance of speed is only going to become more and more important, especially to Google going forward. So what should be your game plan in order to address these trends of speed and design? So let me give you a few tips. So first of all, think of the context of the mobile visitor. What are their goals? What are they trying to achieve on your site? Are they looking for directions? Are they looking for the contact info of your business? Are they looking to see products or compare products? Make sure that that information is really easily accessible to these mobile users. Make sure to surface that information, preferably higher up in your site, above the fold, for people who, when we say fold, it means the first content that people see before they need to scroll. If they need to scroll to find that information, make sure that they don't need to scroll too much and that you're not hiding pertinent information somewhere in, kind of secondary or pages on your website, or that it's, too low down on your site. Make sure that they can really find that information easily. Think of your this is like the image itself here. As you can see, this is what people see when they land on your site, and I think this is a really good example of having the pertinent information of the phone number, allowing people to call, or a button with the word map on it, allowing people, with a click on that, it opens Google Maps and uses the phone's GPS capabilities in order to help someone get to your business. This is the type of information that people who find your site through mobile are looking for. So making that easily findable on your site is really important. Some other things to consider is if you have forms on your site, make sure that you're using the right HTML5 form fields. For example, if you're asking, when using the right form fields, the relevant keyboard shows up for the end user. So for example, if you're asking them to key in a phone number, the form can, using the right identifier, can load up the keyboard with the big numbers, the keypad, versus if someone needs to key in an email, makes it really easy if the @ sign is part of the keyboard as well. Sorry. And sorry, load times, I talked about that a little bit earlier. Think of the amount of data that you're showing. We never recommend having too many images. I've seen sites, especially sites of photographers, that have decided to put all their portfolio on the homepage. This is not the greatest way to show people your portfolio. It affects the load time of the site, and kind of a good rule of thumb is to keep the time that it takes your site to load to about 1 or 2 seconds max. So how can you speed up your website, and why is that important? So first of all, 77% of the websites take more than 10 seconds to load on mobile, which is really, really slow. And that's information from Google. We also know, based on surveys that we've done of sites on our platform, we recently, this year, we did a survey of over 4,000 sites, and we found that every second more that it takes your site to load, you're basically losing 10% of your traffic. So there are basically 10% less conversions happen for every additional second that it takes your site to load. In short, what this means is that speed equals revenue. So how to optimize for page speed? There's a few things that you can do. I think the most important, and what we found, is that the content that loads above the fold is really light. What we've done in the platform is we've compressed. First of all, we've identified what is the most critical HTML and CSS and JavaScript that is required in order for the site to display. And what we've done is we've minified it and compressed it. We've compressed images, and using those techniques, which anybody can do, it's a little bit technical, but it is possible, and these are the things that will really give you the biggest bang for your buck in order to achieve a high page speed. We've done it automatically on our platform, so any website that is built on Duda today scores very high in terms of Google page speed. You can see this example that I have. I have an image from the actual Google PageSpeed test that we ran for one of the sites on our platform. And everything that I mentioned in the previous slide related to compressing and minifying HTML and JavaScript, this is all done automatically for you if you're using our site builder. So nobody wants to do a slow site, so make sure you don't get left behind, and make sure your visitors don't get left behind.